Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of a 2-day motorcycle trip from my house in southwestern Wyoming to here in northwestern Colorado and back again. Today we're going to be exploring in this area. We're in the area in and around Steamboat Springs, Colorado today. It is 6:27 in the morning and I slept great. I have this cheapo fitness tracker smartwatch thing that I got from Amazon, and it tells me how well I slept at night. It gives me a sleep score. Usually on a really good night, I'm like 93 or 94 out of 100. Last night was 99 out of 100. That's the best sleep score I've ever gotten. I slept great. I slept for just under 8 hours, and man, I feel good. I feel well rested. I'm ready to start the day. And it's now 7:32, and we're gonna go hike up a mountain. We are in the Elkhead Mountains here in northwestern Colorado. This is a weird mountain range for multiple reasons that I'll cover once we get on the mountain. This mountain that we're going to is one of 3 reasons I wanted to do this trip in the first place. I wanted to climb this mountain. I wanted to put more miles on this new to me motorcycle to see how I liked it. And the third one we'll get to later in the day. Okay, left here. Man, it is a beautiful morning. I looked at the forecast yesterday. We might get some rain later in the day. But for now, it's just so pretty, so blue, so green. And just like that, it's time to get off of the highway here. I'm looking for what I assume is going to be a dirt road going off to the right. Is this it? I think this is it. No, this is someone's house. This is it. There are a couple of different parking areas for this hike. I'm just going to go for the closest one, the lowest one. And the mountain we're going up is right there. I can see it occasionally through the trees. I think it'll be hard for you guys to see on the camera. And it's called Hahns Peak. Not Hans like H-A-N-S, like the German name, but Hahn like H-A-H-N-S. Like a last name, Hahns Peak. And this mountain is named for one of the original miners in the area who settled here and mined here in the 1800s. I did lower the tire pressure of these tires yesterday because I was talking about how the bike just doesn't feel good on the dirt. It feels too slippery. And so I lowered the tire pressure, and I think it feels better. I think this feels better, but I don't know. More testing is required. Okay, I think the trailhead is just right here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna park right here. I think this is one of the trailheads, and my my gloves aren't being recognized by the screen here, but Okay. Let's just park here and get the gear ready. Okay. I think we're good. One of the challenges of this type of travel is that it can sometimes take a lot of time to transition from one mode to another. So I'm in riding mode right now. I have my full riding gear on. I need to change out of this into my hiking gear. And it takes, it'll take a good 15 or 20 minutes for me to do that, because I have to take all this off, get stuff out of the bag here, like get my hiking shoes out of the bag here, secure all of this stuff, all before we can hit the trail. So let's time this and see how long it takes. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That took 11 minutes that time, and everything is locked in place. So the boots and the helmet are locked to the foot pegs. The jacket is locked to the handlebars here. The bags are locked to the bike rack on the bottom. I think we're ready to go. There are 2 or 3 different places where you can park to start hiking this hike. This is the lowest one. I read that you need 4-wheel drive to get to the upper one. I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess we'll find out. It's about half a mile, so it'll take 10 or 15 minutes to get there. Oh, and here's the mountain. Here's Hahns Peak. There's a little structure of some sort at the top. I think that used to be a fire lookout tower. It's not active anymore, but I think it was restored at some point in the last couple decades. Well, this is about as rough as the road gets, I think, which is to say, not very rough at all. Maybe you wouldn't want to drive like a Civic up to this upper trailhead, but any truck, any SUV, certainly my motorcycle could make this. Okay, we made it to the trailhead. Great view of the mountain from here. There's one other car. This guy passed me while I was getting the motorcycle stuff stowed away. There's a little sign here. So the tower at the top of the mountain was put up in 1912, and then it was restored in 2013. So it's 100 years old, and this says a century of survival at 10,839 feet. That's the elevation of old Hahns Peak. The Elkhead Mountains are great because they see relatively few visitors. Now, this is probably the most hiked mountain in the entire range, so we're probably going to see a couple other people here today. But because this is so far from the major population centers of Colorado, and to get here you have to go through, frankly, more impressive mountains than these. They just don't see the visitation the other Colorado mountain ranges do. And I'm seeing some raindrops. Another reason for the lack of interest in this mountain range in general is that it's not very high. The highest mountain is not even 11,000 feet. In a state like Colorado that has 14ers, 13ers, and on down, there are thousands of mountains higher than these. And so for the average peak bagger, the average hiker, there are better destinations than this area. Oh, and look at this, the glacier lilies are out. These are one of my favorite flowers. We have a 19th century illustration of these on our wall in our house. These are beautiful flowers. And so all of that combined also with the fact that this range is comparatively dry. There aren't as many lakes and rivers and streams here as there are in other parts of Colorado means that this place sees far, far fewer visitors than other mountain ranges in the state, which is exactly why I like coming here. The trail has been following this road up to here, and at this spot we've got some pretty good mountain views off to our left. And then the road continues on this way, but the trail finally becomes more of a trail here. So here you leave the road and follow the trail. And amazingly, this trail is open to motorcycles, but I do not have the skills to do this kind of thing. This sign is in rough shape. I have no idea what that is trying to tell me. Wow, look at this. We just got a view of the lake down here. This is Steamboat Lake, part of Steamboat Lake State Park. Steamboat Springs is over here somewhere, which is the largest closest large town in the area. And then here's Hahns Peak. Check out all of these old roads on here from previous mining activity back in the day. Colorado was heavily mined back in the day for silver and gold, among other things. And it's all of those old mining roads that today provide great off-roading adventures for people. And we also have good views of the other 10,000 foot peaks in the range. I think there are 19 or 20 10,000 foot peaks in this mountain range. This one is called Nipple Peak. And then these are all 10,000 foot peaks. The highest one in the range is over here. I think it's this one right here, this little pointy one. And it has like 10 different names. I'll put all of those on the screen. And it was even mislabeled on USGS topographical maps, so it has a bunch of different names. There are definitely patches of snow up here still, but they're not too soft yet. Like I'm not post-holing up to my hips or anything like that. Another thing that makes this mountain range weird and unique in Colorado and beyond is that it runs from east to west instead of north to south. There are only a few that run east to west, like the Uintas in Utah, that's the big one. And this is one of the few others. Right now we're anchoring the eastern end of the range, and all of these mountains that I just showed you, that's all to the west. Guys, check out this rainbow. How cool is that? Beautiful. We also just cracked tree lines. We just emerged from the trees. It's a little bit more windy now, as you can probably hear. We're going up this ridge, and then I think we go up that ridge up to the little hut up there. One final interesting thing about this mountain range, about the Elkhead Mountains, is that they have actually seen a decrease in use over the last several decades. At least I read something that said that. That was probably written in 2010, give or take a handful of years. There were far more hikers and hunters here in the 60s and 70s than there are today, which I think is super interesting. And this area is still frequently used by hunters in the fall. But other than that, there's just not a whole lot of hiking activity here. Again, apart from a few select peaks like this one that have trails to the top. Like this one over here that is called, I think, Sand Mountain, that has a trail to it, to the top of it, but most of these other ones don't, including, I'm pretty sure, the highest. And then over here, there's a pretty famous local mountain. I think that's Bear's Ears. That little double humped summit over there. Not to be confused with the Bear's Ears in Utah that gives its name to Bear's Ears National Monument. Cool place, cool mountain range. And it looks like it's raining over there a little bit. I just got rained on briefly. And we're at right now about 10,400 feet. The top is either 10,700 or 10,800. I've seen both figures. Got the ruins of some old mining operation here. Yeah, if you look at the map, this mountain is just covered in mines. Cool, we made it, guys. There's this beautiful little shelter up at the top with a sign. Oh, this is the same sign, the same information that was at the trailhead. I'm assuming this is a summit register. This is so cool. And man, it feels good to be out of the wind. It looks like at this time of year, early in the summer, 1 to 2 people a day climb the mountain. Huh, that's fewer than I thought it would be. All right. Nice. This is so cool. There's just something especially satisfying about being in such an exposed place, but being so comfy, so protected. I love it. It's pretty small in here. This is only maybe 7 or 8 feet across. But again, I'm glad to have it. I can hear the wind beating against the windows outside. This is looking out to the rest of the Elkhead Mountains. Just an idyllic spot, isn't it? So green. And then this is looking in the other direction, I think to the east here. This is the Mount Zirkle Wilderness. And so these are like 11 and 12,000 foot peaks. You can see there's still quite a bit of snow up there. And then this is looking down the mountain ridge, the way we came up. The original fire lookout tower here that was built in 1912 was built using pieces of wood that were scavenged from the mines on the mountain, and then also with stone from the top of the mountain itself, from the mountain up here, like rocks from the mountain. And it only took me, well, I say only, but it took me 1 hour and 54 minutes to get up here. It was 2.73 miles with 1,800 feet of elevation gain. I think if you go up here from the trailhead, it's like 1.9, like from where that car was, it's only about 1.9 miles each way. Probably a couple hundred feet of elevation gain less than what I did. Either way, not bad. Pretty, I mean, it's a mountain. You're climbing up a mountain, so it's steep in some places, but really not too bad. This would be a good introduction to Colorado peaks above tree line if you were interested in that sort of thing. I can't get over that view. That is so cool. But I think it's time to get out of here. I'm gonna hike back down the mountain. I mean, obviously, how else would I get back down the mountain? But yeah, I can hike back down, get back to the bike, suit up, and then ride into town, ride into Steamboat Springs. Okay guys, we're on the outskirts now of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I like this town. This is a pleasant little place to pass through. And as I was planning this trip, the main thing I wanted to do was put more miles on the motorcycle. I wanted to take the motorcycle for a ride. And then I thought, well, let me go climb a mountain while I'm at it, might as well. And then I thought, let's go get some Indian food while we're also at it. And so that is what we're doing now. We are getting Indian food today. There's an Indian restaurant here in town that I've never eaten at before. I don't know if it's any good, but it's worth the shot. Let's see, we've got to find a place to park. Any room over on the right side here? Nope. That's always my problem with these Colorado resort towns. It's always hard to find parking. But I think I can park right here. Perfect. Okay, the Indian place is just over here. So I'm gonna go place an order and then wait around a little bit and then go eat. I think I'd like to eat somewhere along the river. The river is just over here somewhere, the Yampa River. So I think that'd be nice. It's a beautiful day. Let's do that. Here's a little bit of downtown Steamboat. Again, the mountains up there. Nice shops, restaurants. Cool little town. But the Indian place, I think, is over here, close to the Thai place. And here we go. Here, Saffron Indian restaurant. Let's go get some lunch. Wow, take a look at this. This looks delicious. Looks like we have some maybe rice pudding there, some vegetables, some saag paneer, which is spinach and cheese, and then some curry over here, naan, rice. Got a mango lassi. I'm one happy camper. The plan is to finish this off, and then I might wander around town a little bit, get some more footage to show you guys what the town is like. And then I'm going to ride straight west. There's a slight chance I might just go straight home, but I think I'm gonna stop for one more hike that I've been meaning to do for a while that's in a national monument. So I'm excited. It'll be a good day. Kind of a chill day, a chill trip, but I'm loving this. A mountain climb, and Indian food, and a motorcycle ride. Doesn't get much better than this. Whoa. Doesn't get much better than this. So the hike I was going to do is called the Gates of Lodore Trail. It's at the very northern end of Dinosaur National Monument, and I've been meaning to do it for a while, and it's still gonna be a little while before I do it. I don't want to do it today. That was a little bit out of my way, and I'm getting kind of tired, and I want to get home and see Cassie, see Bowser, and relax a little bit. And what we're seeing here is a little waterfall that is right along the way, so it's not gonna cost me too much extra time. And it's been a while since I've been here. Check it out, isn't that neat? That's Vermillion Falls. Let's see if we can get a closer look. I think we can go stand like right here, right above it. Yeah, that is so cool. Less water in it now than there was the last time I was here a few years ago. The water then was also even more chocolate milky looking than it is now. I remember this it was like chocolate milk running over the cliffs right here. And I think we can just about wrap it up here. Like I said, I'm tired, I want to get home. I think I'm about an hour and a half from home. here at this spot. I've gone 346 miles so far on this trip. I'm not sure what the final number will be, but I'll put that on the screen here. And I've averaged 72.6 miles per gallon. I love that. I love how cheap this style of travel is. As long as you're not eating in fancy Indian restaurants too often, this is super cheap. You know, 72 miles per gallon, free camping. I love it. Really doesn't get too much better than that. And so overall, super successful trip. I know it was a little bit more low key than a lot of the stuff I do, but you know, it's nice to just travel around a little bit every once in a while and not do a whole lot other than that. You know, there is joy and satisfaction in just traveling, and I think that this type of traveling really embodies that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Sorry about the wind noise. It's brutal. It's actually making riding pretty tiring, fighting the wind and hearing the wind in the, you know, in my ears, even though I do have earplugs in. Anyway, thanks guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.